The now blue go live button. It says we are live since several seconds ago. Is the audio still alive? Is the audio still alive? My preview just stopped. Okay. So the preview started living again. I'm going to assume we are now live. So this is the cat forestry machine computer thing we've been working at a bunch of streams in a row now. Last time we got it fired up, it booted up, the touchscreen didn't work, it was also throwing some authentication error. I kind of fixed those issues off camera. The authentication error was because the solder joint for the little coin cell thing containing some crypto keys was broken, so I just stabbed it with a soldering iron. That started working again. And the touchscreen, I just kind of rebooted it and fiddled with the connector, and it started working for the most part. But the touchscreen is not doing 100% well yet. It works fine, except that it loses sensitivity in one of the ends. So roughly the A area, this area here, is dead on the touchscreen. And I'm hoping that's just due to the connector being dirty, bad. So we're going to take this apart slightly, fiddle with that connector, put some alcohol in it to have a look at it, and then we're just going to reassemble this entire thing on stream and make sure it starts up fine. Something I actually haven't seen it do is fan spin, so I'm hoping the fan actually works. We should probably test that as well. Could be that the fan has just died, in which case I should have some reasonably suitable replacement. I hope. So let's just take this thing back apart slightly. So the touchscreen cable is somewhere around here. People are showing up in chat saying everything's working. That's good. Welcome. I really am looking forward to an end to this project. This thing has just been so drawn out, so labor intensive, so annoying to work with its very low build quality. And that is the wrong end. Out come the plugs. How do we do this to provoke minimal damage to the display flat flex? I think it's like so. So we don't have to actually disconnect the display flat flex. So this here is the touchscreen connector, and as you can see, we put some tape on it last time. We're going to have to undo that just to get a chance to clean it up, inspect it a bit, maybe test this connector harness thing. It looks a bit dodgy, but it really could just be that the touchscreen is broken. It's a resistive device. They are not known for their mechanical reliability, especially if you are a big, bad, burly forest worker who has big strong hands pushing very hard on it, or using like a tool to push on it. So there's a decent chance it's just done for. I've never seen it work properly, since we've never seen it have a display prior to now. And since we do have a keyboard and mouse for this thing, it doesn't even matter that much, since we still have a practical input method to control the computer. So if the touchscreen is bad, oh well. Okay. The power of capital tape is astonishing. Station 240 comments, did they assemble this or just have a fight with the glue dispensers? That is a very, very valid question. Now, can we manage to get the microscope inside of this? Let's see. Yeah. With some careful guidance. So this does not look broken at first glance. Where's my brightness knob? All the wires are intact, all the traces are intact. The vias are intact. This looks bad because there's been masking tape on it, but yeah, I would not say there's anything wrong with this. So the adapter board is fine. That only leaves us with one thing we can remedy, and that is just cleaning the plug. Which I already did do, but we'll do it again. It does have some dirt and residue there, so we might have something to gain, just give this some more isopropyl alcohol. Oh, how's this? All the wires are going into the connector. I don't think there would be any mechanical damage inside there. These types of crimp wires are not very reliable, but it has not been very abused, and yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue. That's the sound of me getting an email. I need something to shove in here to clean it out a bit. We have copier paper. Copier paper and booze, all you need. Jeez, that's underexposed. Where's my alcohol? Where is my alcohol? There it is. In you go. In you go, jeez. Ah, the soggy paper is not really wanting to play along here, but there we go. Well, that's a decent amount of scrubbing action. There isn't really any dirt coming off, but we could be sucking up some adhesive and crap that's stuck in there. I think that's okay, but this is basically still clean, so I don't think that's going to have done anything. I did see some dirt on the actual touch screen flat flex though, so we're going to just wipe that off with a Q-tip. It's basically just carbon contacts though, so they're not very good. Also, you can scrub them off if you try to clean them too much, which is bad. I think it's the carbon contact version anyway. It's either carbon contacts or it's really, really oxidized metal contacts. If it's the latter, we need to scrub it violently. If it's the former, no, that's carbon contact. Yeah, so we need to scrub this carefully. I think that's as clean as we're going to get it. Because you really don't want to over clean carbon contact flat flexes. They just, you just wipe off the carbon in the end, and then you have no more contact. And then you're screwed. Then there's nothing you can do about it. You'll have to strip out a new piece of flat flex and make a new connector. Station 240 says we should clean the insides of the IDC socket. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming he means this. I'm going to apply alcohol when we reconnect that, so don't worry. You always put booze in the connectors. You like that's a meme at work. You always put booze in the connectors. So many times at my proper professional workplace, we get like things which the other techs work on and they can't figure it out, but I'm like, did you put alcohol in every connector? And they're like, no. Then we'll put alcohol in every connector and the thing starts working. It happens so many times. God, this connector is so sticky. It just sticks to everything. Someone's asking if it's vodka or water. I weigh 60 kilos. What do you think would happen if I drank this much vodka? Very bad things, I tell you. I also would not be sticking my fingers in really expensive unobtainium industrial gear, drinking any considerable amount of alcohol. That's not the kind of service I like to provide. God, this is so dodgy. I hate carbon flat flexes. They are incredibly brittle. Any amount of bending on them is too much. And just forcing them into the connector can destroy them sometimes. Let's just tape that back up and yeah, that'll be it. If the touchscreen decides to work better, good. If it decides to not work better or work worse, nothing to be done about it, sadly. It's a shame. Resistive touchscreens just are finicky by nature. Which is also a shame because I love resistive touchscreens. They are so good compared to capacitive ones. No. Oh, I believe in Captain Tape. Rappity rap. I wonder if we can maybe kind of tape this down so it sticks in place a bit better. I think we'll have enough slack if we put a bit of tape there. And that's going to minimize mechanical damage as it's actually being used. And since this thing is attached to a swinging door, we need every piece of mechanical reinforcement we can get. That's why Cat decided to install so much glue and masking tape in it to make sure it didn't mechanically fail. Because glue and masking tape are how you mechanically ruggerize products. Jeez, just imagine how one of those super expensive Cat smartphones must look on the inside. Just full of conductive glue and masking tape. This thing has been making like a whining noise when it's running. I'm not sure at all where that's coming from. A bunch of these wires were also zip tied down to various spots. I'm not sure we're going to be able to zip tie them down properly because assembly is so difficult as it is. I think I'm just going to tape everything in place a bit for the final assembly, and we'll just have to deal with that. The owner of this machine, like I've made it very clear that he needs to treat this thing as if it's made of glass, so hopefully it's not going to see as much mechanical abuse as it has in the past. The sound the hard drive is making of this thing. You don't want a hard drive to be making those sounds. This is going to be beautiful. Okay, I think that's pretty much what we can do. Thomas Vershoof is saying, hey, another stream of a 3D stroke controller. I've already watched the previous stream, so that's good. Blubber says, I hope that the HDD has been imaged. I have imaged it. It's very weird because Parted Magic can't see any partitions on it at all, nor any partition table, so there's something super special about it. But I just DD rescued the whole drive to a file. So I'm really hoping if the drive fails in this, I'm going to be able to just take the image I have of it on my server and just put it on like one of these IDE to MSATA type adapters that you use for iPods and stuff to just make this a solid state drive. I really hope that's going to be doable. Oh, we need to glue. There's a couple of caps of a logic board I forgot to glue down. Let's do that as well. It's off camera because it is, whoops, so easy to forget to glue stuff down because you don't want to install any glue until the final stages, since it just turns into such a big mess. My glue is, of course, not conductive. There we go. Oh yeah, we should test the fan as well. Make sure it actually turns. I would imagine it's temperature controlled, so. I don't know what voltage the fan is going to be, but we'll just give it like volts. Blech, that's not going to work. Smaller clamps. Oh great, all my smaller clamps are out of the car. We've got probes. Let's start 6 volts, see what it does. Trying not to destroy my nice sharp probes in the process. It turns. You can hear the fan noise. So that's happy. I'm going to assume that it's just a temperature controller, that's why I haven't heard it turn on yet. This thing does seem to be relatively smart. It actually has adaptive brightness control. It has little light sensor on the front, which is nice, I suppose. Someone says, have you checked the touchscreen with a multimeter to rule out breaks in the flex? No point, we can't fix it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's the way it is. So yeah, I think we are pretty much ready for final assembly, and we are going to have to disconnect this flat flex anyway because we need to install some metal side plates on the computer module, which is a shame because it's annoying to get in there, but oh well. And it's even more annoying to get out of there without destroying everything. So the display module is basically done. So we have one metal plate. We also have another metal plate somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Ah, there it is. Now begins the endless screwing. Whenever Sleeper asks, so what's wrong with it now? Not much. We've fixed the display issues. The display works fine, it boots into the OS. The hard drive is very worn out, making funny noises, but it works. The touchscreen is a bit out of whack. Could be due to mechanical damage, could be due to flat flex damage. It's not something we can fix. So we are just reassembling this. We're going to put it back in the PC, reassemble it completely 100%, see what happens. Because there isn't much more we can do about this now. It's going to work as well as it's going to work. And hopefully it's going to work well enough for a customer. One issue that I fixed that you guys didn't see was the little I button crypto thing. This guy. Zoom. Come on, focus. You can do it. You can't do it. Come on. This guy had a bad solder joint on one of the connectors, so it wasn't actually reading the crypto key, so I couldn't sign into the machine, but I can now because I just fixed the broken solder joint, so it should be alright. I'm not going to touch it, I don't think. I think the other solder joint there is fine. It looks fine. Fine-ish. Good enough for me not to want to touch it because it's spring-loaded and it's going to go ploink if I try. So as long as it works, it's relatively easy to access anyway. Oh yeah, and someone's commenting about the fan not turning on, but yeah, I think it's temperature controlled. I hope it's temperature controlled. I am betting it's temperature controlled. If it's not, I live in Finland, it's not going to run that hot. This thing uses like 12 watts and it has this big aluminium cooling plate at the back. So even if the fan has failed, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, really. It was a Pentium MMX built on like 200 nanometer technology, so you can run it at like 200C and it's going to be happy anyway. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but you know, in practice, it's not a huge deal. It should be able to dissipate 12-15 watts passively, no prob. I'm gonna have to fetch like all the other screws, or some of them at least. Thankfully all the screws on this thing are identical. except for some are Phillips, some are posi drive. Thomas Verschoof says, that was lucky that it was only a broken solder joint. Could have been a pain in the ass if it was something else. Yes, I was worried that the customer had replaced this, thinking it was a coin cell battery. And like, oh god, no, you just threw away your license key. But thankfully, that was not the case. Sam B says, hello. Hello, Sam B. You have arrived just in time for what I really hope to be the final reassembly. Here we have this thing. Should be noted, it's modern enough to actually have USB. That's impressive. USB right next to the floppy drive. I should have a bunch more of these. Whatever metal thing where I have. Okay, I'm just gonna have to fetch all the screws. So many screws, so much screwing around. The screws are identical, it doesn't matter which order they go in. I put them all out in a nice grid, so I would know which screw goes where in case one of them was longer, but they're all the same. Just random screw heads. This thing has so much connectivity, but in the end it's only that plug that's used, none of the others are. Sam B says, probably only USB 1 though. No shit, it's a fucking Pentium. Not even a Pentium 2, a Pentium. We're talking mid-90s tech here. The thread on this is not happy. Good thread lock. I have 2 left. I must have taken 2 which belong to something else. Oh well. Doesn't matter. They're standardized. What screws are missing? These 2. Okay, that's looking pretty complete. So that is the final reassembled computer module. Beautiful. So refreshing. I was fearing we would never get here. Now just to bother back onto the display, turn it on and go. Ah, right, yeah, getting the display flat flags installed with everything in place is a royal pain. I forgot about that, so. The ride never ends. Boozing all the connectors. See, if you return a product and doesn't smell strongly of solvents, you haven't fixed it right. Okay, final assembly go. This is so... like this is... I bet they had like the glue guy and the tape guy working together in a team to mount this after they were done applying all the glue and tape. Because there's a SIF socket that is of the type that kind of wants to close when you shove a connector in it. So, the more you press in, the less serial insertion force it becomes. Making it quite a lie. I think that's in. I think that's in. Looks straight. And we just need to balance all this while inserting all the other connectors as well. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Sorry, you are just not going to see anything, and I'm not seeing anything either, so you're not missing out. Keyboard charging connector going in. Touch screen. There we go. Now it's all falling apart. Touch screen connector. What? Touch screen connector. Going in. Front panel connector. Going in. Backlight power connector trying to go in. Ah, it's gone in the glue. It's all glue. There's glue everywhere. My body is bending in ways it was never intended to bend. Ha! But it's connected up. That went actually a lot better than I did expect. All the connectors are in. All the way around. Beautiful. I'm getting a phone call. I hope you enjoyed that probably very light GSM signal. We did connect the fan, didn't we? Yes, we did. This should just kind of slide into place in a not very comfortable way. Oh, this feels so bad. Like you just kind of force it together. And it does not fit very well at all. Let's make sure the touchscreen hasn't been dislodged. No, that looks pretty okay. Now we just screw it in and we're done. What remains is going to be a final test. Pause it. Pause it. Pause and pause. Shit, I don't think I have any extra screws for this. I think, like, this thing came missing a couple of screws, and I kind of want to mount this properly, so I think we're going to steal that one and use it to mount the case. We can also steal one from the, like, here, because we don't need 4 screws to hold a small piece of metal in place. Why are you not getting there? Just use more force. I will seal you. No. These are all Phillips, so we'll do a posse. In fact, it's probably better to steal one of these guys instead of that one, since that mounts the PCB. Let's also make the effort of writing down the power pin out of this. This is a brand new marker. Yeah. So this is going to take a while. Just waiting for the paint to flow. There we go. So we have my pin 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Positive 24 volts. Great. That's going to make mine or someone else's life a lot easier. I don't know what the rest of the pins do, but we don't care. So, if we hook this up, we're going to hopefully have a working PC with, at the very least, an 85% working touchscreen. Hopefully, we'll have a touchscreen that works better than that, but I'm not hedging my bets. Scratchy, scratchy. Clean the pins. So the handle is the bottom of this, so let's put it not upside down this time around. Where's my office tape? Beautiful. Can we tilt it to make it slightly more readable? Okay. Here we go. It is booting. I think it's still gonna throw an error, yeah. There's not enough memory to load the registry, or the registry is damaged. Some devices might eventually not work correctly. There we have. The touchscreen is more alive than it used to be. Let's press the Windows button. I think this might show the customer's name, so I'm just gonna go past the prompt. Okay, there we go. It gives you a login prompt when the crypto module is working. We didn't see that before because the crypto module was not working. This should be the touchscreen calibration thing. Let's see if we can make it a bit better than it is. So it isn't working all the way out to the edge. Yeah, that's better than it was. I used to have to go like here. So thank you, start menu taskbar thing. That ruined everything. Taskbar, go away. I can't see what I'm doing. Can we Alt Tab? Probably not. Taskbar, go away! The taskbar is not going away. It's supposed to go away, it used to go away. Oh well, we'll do our best. Yeah, so it's pretty okay on the left side, but when you go to the right it's pretty far off. But you can, you know, all the buttons are big, so hey, what's the test do? So I guess it goes to 1000. So the x-axis just kind of maxes out here. And since it's not a multi-point calibration, it's just 4 points. There's not much you can do. Someone said to put the taskbar to auto minimize, so we can do that, I think. Hide Hey, it works. Now we can color this a bit better. Oh, what did I exit out of that? That was just silly. I don't have to do this before. It didn't do much difference, since I think the touchscreen is just broken. I mean, clearly is, so not much to do about it. We're gonna have to deal with it. We have the nice official keyboard thing for it, so it's not a problem. Oh. I think the fan just started. Yeah, the fan has started. Beautiful. I think this thing is good. I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Ha! Beautiful. I can call the customer. Give it a go. Ha! What a relief. What a magnificent relief. This nibble mouse is pretty creative, by the way. Like, this is the mouse. So you just, you need to be really strong when you're using it. It's like, oh, it's a manly nibble mouse. Gah. Ugh. I want to take a look at the BIOS as well. I'm going to assume that means it's done turning off. So we do have function keys on this, so we can enter the BIOS. Let's see if this thing actually works. Oh yeah, entering setup. Let's see what we get. What are our specs? 128 megs of RAM? Whoa. Massive. Hey. That's pretty correct. It's the 19th, isn't it? Yeah, it is. The clock's just a couple of hours wrong. Let's just set that to the right hour. How do you do that? Plus minus change values. Do we have plus minus? 18. So it just beeps at me when I press minus. I guess we're going all the way around. It's 1814 right now. Beautiful. What's this? Hey, we can set the OS. I don't want to screw with anything, I just want to take a look. Yep, good. We can just turn that off before it has time to boot. Mac Flapper asks, how again did you fix the screen failure? The screen had not failed. We are using the original screen. What had caused the failure was corrosion on the PC. Like, there was just conductive glue conducting so much that the signals going to the display were getting corrupted. if that was glue on the like little adapter PCB that's stuck to the back of the display, or if it's on the PC board. I don't know, it doesn't matter. All of it had to be cleaned up to ensure reliability anyways. Yeah, it was just a matter of cleaning up conductive glue. That's probably what did it. And, you know, we replaced all of these capacitors. Some of them might have been bad. We might have had a bunch of ripples somewhere. Whatever was causing the original major issue, it's fixed, so we don't care. And also we've reassembled it without having, you know, a kilogram of masking tape holding it together. It bothers me how this thing makes me look fat, because like this thing is bulging out on its own. I keep trying to like fix it. So, beautiful. Customers can be so happy to hear this. I just hope that nothing's actually broken while we've been screwing around with it. Like that we have a communication error with a machine now or something, but I don't think so. How can this camera see? No, this camera has IR blocking. Can this thing see? Hey, that can see. Triple diodes. So that's for style. Off camera, I've also replaced the batteries in this keyboard. It originally came with like a tiny little, like that size 3.6 volt NIMH. Now it has 3 AAA NIMHs. So this thing should be quite a bit better. I just hope the little like 10 milliamp charger in this thing can keep up with it. I'm going to wipe the keyboard off as well. Get some of the forestry of it. In before this just dissolves the entire keyboard. Okay. And something you actually haven't had a chance to see is the rather satisfying keyboard action on this. So let's show it before you leave. So this thing sits roughly like this in the machine, and the keyboard just goes ka-clonk. And you have the charger connectors. You see that metal bar there, that's the battery charger, which is actually a really nice design. It just feels satisfying. And I think this is like the kind of out control mode. So you can actually like basically use it like that. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of this thing. I'm going to have to thank all of you for keeping up. It's been a long, treacherous journey. It's been a lot of boring ass cleaning work, but we finally got it to work properly with the original screen, no less. So yes, that's it. I'm going to have to call the customer now and let him know the good news. I'm going to have to go to the site, test this thing out. Probably not going to get any video of that. But yeah, I think this is going to be just fine. So thank you all for watching, and now I'm going to figure out how to end this stream properly. The new YouTube thing is so confusing. I have a big button that says end stream, but I don't know if that actually ends the stream or if it just keeps showing what my streaming thing is putting out. Let's press the big red button.